morning. I hope you are all good today and you are excited about what we are about to discuss today. Today, our topic is gender in culture. This is part of the unit where we talk about various changes in our society, in our culture, that we need to be aware of as literature students, as people who observe culture, literature, and life in general. Okay, in this unit, basically, we believe that gender plays a major part in our life, and culture, which is about what we do on daily basis, which is ordinary in our life, is highly influenced by gender. Well, we all know that we have men and women and people with various types of identity. And we see that these elements of identity play major parts in shaping our culture. That's why we will have to discuss gender in our culture. And in particular, we will also ask how has the role of gender or our views of gender change over time. All right. Now, like all aspects of culture, gender is also evolving and a hybrid. Our views of gender back in 20 or 30 years ago are different from the way we view gender now. And this might not be very clear to many of us, but if we observe, if we try to compare side by side, we will see these differences. Dan itu yang akan kita coba lakukan dalam diskusi tentang bagaimana gender telah berubah seiring waktu di berbagai masyarakat di seluruh dunia. Tapi kita akan mungkin awali dengan melihat masyarakat kita sendiri. We will see how our society views gender in a different way now than it did 20 or 30 years ago. Okay, the first thing that we need to discuss is the difference between gender and sex. We know that sex falls into male or female or intersex. This is what we often call in Indonesia jenis kelamin. Something like this is biological. We are born as men or as women or as intersex. Intersex is a group of people whose external gender markers are different from their internal gender markers. Misalnya, ada seorang yang terlahir sebagai laki-laki, tapi memiliki ovarium misalnya. Atau perempuan yang memiliki kandung testicular, apa istilahnya itu ya, kantung sperma. So that's something biological. That's something we cannot deny. We can see it, we can observe it, or we can do some lab tests to assure of this. Gender, however, is quite difficult to pin down. Gender is basically a socially constructed role that we assign to people. Biasanya kalau kita ngomong gender itu ada yang feminin, ada yang maskulin gitu. So this is something that the society wants us to do. Kadang-kadang masyarakat itu menentukan bahwa kalau kamu berjenis kelamin perempuan maka kamu harus feminin. Kalau kamu berjenis kelamin laki-laki maka kamu semestinya maskulin dan lain sebagainya. Nah, itu sesuatu yang dikonstruksi secara sosial, something that the society constructs. Now, when we talk about gender and role and socially constructed role, there is one term that we all know, we all have to be aware of and realize. What is it? It's sexism. Basically, sexism is treating people differently by their sexes. And another word for this is discriminating people by their sexes. Atau dengan kata lain, gender discrimination. Jadi seksisme ini bisa dibilang sama dengan rasisme, tapi kalau rasisme kan membeda-bedakan orang berdasarkan etnisnya, berdasarkan warna kulitnya, tapi seksisme ini berdasarkan jenis kelaminnya. Now, this term actually is not very old. It has not been around in like for centuries. The first time it came out was in 1965 in an essay by Pauline M. Lead, seorang dosen ini di Amerika. Pauline M. Lead ini mengatakan bahwa kalau kita bisa membeda-bedakan orang berdasarkan rasnya dan kita menyebutnya itu rasisme, maka tidak salah juga kalau kita memanggil orang yang membeda-bedakan orang lain berdasarkan jenis kelamin atau gendernya itu sebagai orang yang seksis. Versi lainnya dari rasisme. So that's something that we all need to be aware of, at least in this day and age. Now, is it totally wrong, or is it always bad to differentiate people by their genders? Nah, pada kenyataannya, some people do this in a well-meaning way. They try to do a good thing by being sexist, so to speak. That's why there's this theory about ambivalent sexism. Jadi ada teori ambivalent sexisme ini yang mengatakan bahwa ada dua jenis seksisme itu. The first one is benevolent sexism. It's the kind of sexism that is well-meaning. You actually have a good intention by doing this. For example, you say something like, aku bantu angkat galonnya ya, kamu kan cewek, aku kan cowok. So you mean to help someone, but you do that by saying that we do this because we are a man, and you don't do that because you're a woman. Niatnya baik. Biasanya memang benevolent sexism ini dilandasi dengan spirit ingin menjaga, caring, or protecting. However, deep down, there is something, we need to be suspicious of with benevolent sexism. What is it? Benevolent sexism is usually grounded on the belief that men are either stronger or more, better in, to say the least, ya. Jadi dilandasi selalu ada pandangan bahwa laki-laki lebih unggul daripada perempuan, atau satu jenis kelamin lebih unggul daripada yang lain. The second one is the so-called hostile sexism, or sexism in a negative way. Usually, this is explicit. An example would be like, yang jadi ketua aku saja ya, soalnya dia saja ya, dia kan cowok. Kalian ya jadi sekretarisnya lah, atau jadi si konsumsi atau yang lain sebagainya. And that is actually explicit and not nice nowadays if you hear it, right? And the more hostile sexism will be objectifying women. Jadi memandang perempuan hanya sebagai objek, yang akhirnya terjadi goda-goda di jalan, or catcalling, and many other attitude that can be considered sexual harassment. So these are the two kinds of sexism that we need to be aware of. And according to Pauline M. Lead, sexism is racism. And if we relate that to this theory, it means that ya apapun alasannya, niatnya baik ataupun niatnya jelek, sexism tetap sexism. That's if we relate what Pauline M. Lead says in her article to this newer theory about ambivalent sexism. Okay, now, what do people say about sexism? Well, basically nowadays, if you see sexism, you see it, then name it. call it sexist, call it catcalling, call it women objectification and others. Jadi ya langsung disoroti saja, sebut saja, dan dengan melakukan itu maka kita bisa menghentikan itu. And that's what actually happens on Twitter or on social media when people start to become sexist by saying one thing or another. Then the others will just see it and name it. They mention it. Bahkan yang kalau untuk hostile sexism sudah tidak jarang ada yang namanya canceling, ya, cancel culture begitu ya. Alright, now are we going to talk about that? Well, that's what we will be talking about actually. So what about today? Is sexism still common in our culture? Whether it's benevolent or hostile? Are we aware of sexism, especially of the benevolent sexism? Ya, itu yang perlu kita latih ya. Apa kita peduli dengan fenomena ini? Apakah kita sadar ketika terjadi seksisme? Or do we still even practice sexism? Ya, baik itu yang niatnya baik maupun yang niatnya jahat ya. Do we still practice that? So that's what you will be discussing with your group members today, guys. Now, are there any other issues about gender in our society? Of course. There are so many gender issues in the society. It's mostly because, nowadays people are more open to discuss things, and people are more critical. We have phenomena like asexuality, people who don't associate themselves with certain sexuality. Intersex, like I mentioned earlier, homosexuality, which we don't discuss much in Indonesia, for example, in public at least. And then there's also same-sex marriage. And there's even this phenomenon related to pronoun. Jadi ada orang-orang tertentu yang mungkin secara fisik mereka laki-laki, but they prefer to be called a she or her. Atau setidaknya mereka ingin dirujuk atau dipanggil sebagai they atau them. It's a new phenomenon that in Indonesian we are not really aware of that. Karena dalam bahasa Indonesia kan memang pronounnya, kata ganti orangnya ya dia saja, dia, ia, yang tidak ada bedanya laki-laki maupun perempuan. But in English there is this phenomenon, and that's what I will want you to read today with your group and discuss it. Now, so these are how our views about culture in the society might have changed or not. Now, what I want you to do is discuss with your group members, and of course you discuss after looking for sources, which I will give you in Microsoft Teams. Try to discuss these various gender phenomena, and after that try to answer this question: how have our views of gender changed through time, or how have our views of gender evolved through time? And what I want you to do is discuss with your partner for 10 minutes probably over Microsoft Teams. Record it, okay? Record the conversation and share it with me on Microsoft Teams. And then after that, individually write a short reflection on your own experience with gender. And as usual, whatever, the materials will not be shared anywhere. It will only be for our class and for the sole purpose of learning. All right, everyone, I guess that's all from me. And oh yeah, by the way, behind me we have Wakanda Forever. Have you guys watched Wakanda Forever? This is a movie that is strong with gender issues or gender dialogue. All right, everyone, thank you very much and have a wonderful morning.